So we're gonna have a very weird day because my gimbal is at home because I got distracted by a teenage German Shepherd and her owner. So we're gonna be probably bumpy today. This is what happens when you start your day out thinking that you're going to change your bedding and then wash your down comforters and do everything else, and then at 2 o'clock you realize, oh wow, I'm still not at the house yet. Well, it's Monday. That and they're, ooh, Ashley must have been here earlier. Have you guys had an interesting day today? Have you already been bothered by somebody else today? Was she nice? Did she try to get some answers like she does? Because she has questions. You know, I know you guys aren't allowed to ask questions, so it must seem very strange that she does ask questions. Wouldn't you like to be able to ask a question, just one, without having to get a KR written up on you? It's not hard. You walk out of those doors and get your life on a nice track to where you don't have to worry about money all the time and what people think about you and the questions you can't ask, and where you are really in this thing you're working on but you're not sure how long it's supposed to take. Wouldn't you rather be doing that instead of sitting in there hiding behind the curtains again, trying not to pay attention to the person outside of these doors again, talking about something named Xenu? It's real. Go look it up on the internet. Or, well, it's real for you guys. It's not real for me. Look it up on the internet. Xenu. Not hard. And then you can find out about thetans that don't clear, how long it should take to clear, how they come back like Velcro balls and stick to you. Probably stick to your surroundings too. Anything that Velcro will stick to. Just waiting to hop onto you when you get rid of one. It's not a very diplomatic thing to have swirling around you as you're walking. They might like go bug somebody else, which isn't exactly fair. But hey, if that's what you want to do with your life today, that's great. But if you ever want to get out, you can always call someone. Holding it with hands is just so not fun right now. I should just put it up as a widget. 727-266-5797. The sptvfoundation.org. sptvfoundation.com. This place will help you leave. Just in case you're having a hemming and hawing and instinctually in your gut, you just feel like this may not be the right thing for you. You can always walk out of those doors and somebody will help you. After a few questions, I would help you. If I find you next to my car hiding, I'll ask you a couple of questions and then I'll help you. That's what we're here for. That's why we do this. I am the one who works on the people on the inside. Ashley is the one who doesn't work on the people on the inside. She keeps you guys from getting hold of the people on the outside. So we both have our thing. And we're probably both dangerous to you guys because we don't have anything positive to say about your society. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out how my phone keeps, this phone, for some reason this phone just keeps, the second phone keeps hooking up to my thingy. Let's see, okay, that's my hand. Don't you wish you were with your family? Your family wishes they were with you. Do you wish you were with your friends? I'm sure there are some friends of yours who miss you and want to know where you are and want to know if you're doing okay. Are you allowed to tell these friends that you're doing okay? Or do you have to be good and stay inside and devote all of your time to making money so you can live a relatively normal life, and then coming here and convincing people that they need to spend money to buy the first book so then they become more enlightened, and then they'll buy more courses, and then they'll become more enlightened again, or so the saying goes. But what if they don't become more enlightened? Do they get a refund? According to LRH back in the day, give them a refund and get rid of them. So unless that has changed somewhere in one of the books, then you should be able to get out, get a refund, and get going. You figured that you'd be able to bring back all the course material in perfect condition, and then you wouldn't have a freeloader debt. Because if you really didn't retain the information, or you didn't think the information was right for you, you should be able to just say, here, I'm done. I will never use it again. Thank you. Have a nice day. But unfortunately, they don't believe in that. Is anybody even looking right now? Did I do something to my chat? I don't see anybody. Let's see. No, it's fine. Okay, I guess people are just watching me. Okay. This is the first time I've really bothered to... Well, no, because I think it's rude if I don't answer, so... let's see. With your organization skills, you can leave Scientology and do something with your life, quote unquote. You can leave Scientology and it will not fall apart around you. They say there are millions of you, so if one of you leaves, it's no big deal. If 10 of you leave, it's no big deal. It's not going to fall apart around you. It's impossible to fall apart around you. So, and even if they are a little bit on the overstating side, you guys would have to be really small for it to fall apart if you left. Maybe it is that small if they felt they left. Oh, hi. Okay. Thank you. Hi, guys. Hi, Fluffer. It's just a weird day today. There's one whole lane out of the bridge, and I have a feeling that, well, I won't be driving in, but the public cat will be. So usually when the lane is blocked off like that, they're expecting the protesters that are all over our freeways today to go to the bridge, and it's on the way in. And they have higher patrol there about every quarter of a mile. So you might want to keep track of the traffic since they're still hanging out on 880. We have people who are protesting Middle East. And if I'm lucky, there won't be anybody on the bridge going home. I should probably get a donut to eat. Just trying to feel better. I did start on my bed. Started washing everything because I think I could wash it all. And there are a lot of feathers that float around, and down feather comforters when you take their covers off. Let's see. If you want to go to community college just to get your feet wet again, you can go to Laney College in Oakland. They offer their services for free, so you can get your associates. And while you're getting your associates, you can always apply for scholarships to other schools. So then you can start your way onto getting your college education without having to cost a house, like unfortunately your coursework does. You will never buy a house if you are doing coursework. I can even simplify that. You'll never buy a condo because you'll be doing coursework. Might get a car, but your credit will be crap because they'll be extending your credit out as much as they can, but you'll be doing it, but they'll convince you that it's you who's doing it and not them. But since this is a cult, it'll be easy for them to convince you to spend all of your money because that's the way they programmed you, unfortunately. Do you really want to do that? Don't you think that maybe you should be splitting the life enjoyment half and half? Do you think that maybe it might be a good idea if you had some kind of life enjoyment instead of spending your whole life here on this earth waiting for your next life? What if there is no next life, for real? Not just trying to debunk something. What if there is no next life? You've basically spent this life working your butt off to try to achieve something that you were never going to achieve in the first place. So when you go to the next phase and there isn't one, well, in a way it won't matter because your consciousness won't even be there anyway. So think of it that way. Would you rather spend the consciousness that you have now doing what you are doing now? Or would you want to at least have it to where you can enjoy half of your consciousness now, just in case there isn't one later? Just a question. Because this consciousness, all of the money that you would have to enjoy something, you can even enjoy a popsicle if you have the money for it, would mean that you would have at least enjoyed this consciousness. And if there isn't one later, it will not be a big deal. Not that you'd know, but for some little bitty reason, you might know that you blew this consciousness on working for something that you didn't obtain and would never obtain. Wouldn't that be slightly annoying? Just a little bit, just a little bit. 70 years trying to get to a higher consciousness. And if you do manage to get to be an OT8, then finding out, holy crap, is this it? It cost you $1 million and it cost you 50 years. Then what? That's all I seem to want to know. It's like, do you like to be put in a position where you're working and working and working and working and learning and working and learning and working? You don't seem to be getting any farther anywhere along life, but you keep trying to convince yourself you are. Is that the way you want to live this life? Do you truly, honestly believe that there is another consciousness after this? For real? Down at the base of all of this, do you really think there is another consciousness? If you don't, run. Yeah, I wish it was a bridge to total freedom. What is that? I can't see it. Oh, it's a donut. Thank you, my little donut person. The weird part is that the donut is transparent in the middle, so it's not like a real emoji type thing. So it's like a transparent emoji, so I can see things through the donut. Oh, God, every time I do this, I keep thinking, I got to find this from last week. The receipts of the receipts were from the receipted person that gave me the receipts, but then turned around and told me that the receipts weren't the same receipts that I had been given the week before. Stuff like that. The roundabout stuff. No, the bridge, the Bay Bridge. We're in San Francisco. I come from the East Bay. So I have to take the bridge here and home, which is a relatively okay thing to do because I've been driving since I was 16, and Northern California, or California, is a huge driving culture. So, but there are protests going on all over, and they're blocking freeways, which is the best thing to do around here. They finally learned again. Every time we have monstrous protests, we have monstrous freeways and bridges stuffed. So, and since this weekend was not very good, and yes, I'm downplaying it because it upsets me, we will probably have a rather big influx of protesters. You know, some people say this is hypnosis, that while you're being taught or when you read the first book, there's something in there that the ones who are susceptible to it become part of this ideal because you're basically being hypnotized. And most people who have come out of it have said that all of a sudden one day it hit them. They don't nobody's really put it to a word or a phrase or a situation. They just say that, and it doesn't even say waking up one morning or going to bed. It's in different times a day that all of a sudden it didn't make sense anymore. It didn't mean anything anymore. So it could be hypnosis. Look it up on the internet. You can look it up on the internet at the library. Hello. And you can look it up on the internet in the library without anybody knowing you're doing it. All you have to do is just erase your history from the web browser that you're on, and you can find out about that theory. It's a theory that it wasn't a crackpot. Because a lot of people who aren't crackpots actually come and look at this. People who aren't into psychiatry or psychology. Even though your society is based on psychology. So, and because LRH was refused and mocked by the people in psychiatry and psychology is the reason he started this society. Do you really want to be following someone who is promoting your society because he got mad at the people he was trying to impress? That's rather strange if you ask me. So you might want to look up hypnosis, because it's really easy to hypnotize people who can be hypnotized, and see maybe if it's the word. That you need. So look it up. Go look up other things while you're there. I wonder what that was. Am I being... Some guy with patch, I couldn't tell where it was from. Like PI or something. Yeah, another thing that shuts me up real fast. Walking around, checking the... Oh, I guess it's a meter maid. You can get a job on the outside. You really can. It's rather easy. You can go to a temporary agency and give them your credentials and what you do, and they'll be able to start giving you assignments, and the assignments are usually worth more than probably your side job is here, since you're working a second shift. And you'll be working a day shift, and you can be working in an office. And usually when it comes to temporary agencies, they're basically auditions. So if the company that auditions you likes you, they'll keep you, and then they'll give you a real wage. And then you won't have to live with more than one person in a studio apartment, or have to worry about what you're eating for dinner, or if you can afford a latte, or if lattes are out of style, so you can afford a cold brew. I love cold brew. Oh, Ashley, I'm used to... Oh, I know, I can be hypnotized too. Were you here this morning? Woman, the curtain's already up. They couldn't have seen me. I was just sort of doddering around, because sort of like half in and half out today. I've actually asked the Papa Cat to be slight of a cheerleader, because my moods are a little bit off right now. It really sucks. So, but I see my regular doctor on Thursday, and she'll tell me, ooh, crap, she'll tell me why I haven't gotten my records. But I've had her forever. Oh well. Yes, my fluffer squirrel. Wait a minute, you're up late. You're not supposed to be up this late. How late are you? It's 11:30 there. Unless you're like me, because I'm totally, I was going to say an arachnid. I'm totally a night person. So, oh, then they must have saw me. Hi, Pup Groomer. I haven't seen you in a while. I hear you on other feeds, but I haven't seen you. No, well, one of them could have made himself a little bit embarrassed when he kept trying to put up the curtain on Friday, because he thought we were gone. So, yeah, I think we have figured it out. We just depart. We'll see each other later. Because since it wasn't on a feed, they didn't know what the heck was going on. So, I loved it. It was great. Oh, so let's see. What else? What else? What's next? What have you learned today that has nothing to do with coursework? It could be something as simple as you learned how to use the pay by phone app on the street. You should always learn something that has nothing to do with your coursework, because the brain needs stimulus, and weirdly enough, it gets used to this. It starts to become rote because there's a certain set of words and phrases and things like that that you can just fall back into and just grasp as you think you're learning. This is why also you should not stop learning. You should not stop reading. You should not stop listening to things that are interesting to you, or audiobooks, because that joke about the brain is elastic, and yes, it is elastic, and it does make up for places that have been hurt. Your brain, they're finding out, is regenerative for things that are important to it. So it's not the static piece of grossness that they said it was, it was. No, it actually does grow and regenerate and replace, and parts that are broken or hurt actually do get erased. So, which also takes care of that theory of an adult it's an adult's brain in a kid's body. Number one, it doesn't fit. Number two, if it was an adult, they'd understand everything you said from day one, and you wouldn't have to sit there and teach them children's Dianetics. Does that make sense? If you were in the society when you were young, did you understand it for real, or is this just what you tell people? Kids will do things to make their peers happy, people who surround them happy, people they admire happy. Children have always been known to not lie, but embellish, because it's not really a lie, because they want the people around them to admire them or to know that they're safe. It's amazing what children will do, and then you get to find out 20 years later that the child had no clue what you were talking about, but they faked it for a good 20 years. Think of it that way. Think of the next child you see and wonder, do they really know what you're talking about? Do they really have all of that space and recognition that they're supposed to have because they're adults? If they don't, get them out of there, because they don't belong there. You don't belong there, because your brain isn't being exercised either. Coursework is not exercise, because you all speak the same language. It's like being in a little bitty country all over different cities, and being on the outside means you can't relate to them because you live your whole life in the country. So most people who live in one country and don't come from that country adapt to being in both countries. Can you do that? Can you do that without sticking out? Can you keep your children from going in your country because you think they should, because you think they're an adult? If they're an adult, then why do they cry when you walk out of the room? You shouldn't be teaching your children not to cry when you walk out of the room, or if you won't answer a question, because they're supposed to know it. They don't. They're children. And their brains aren't big enough to understand yet. Children don't become adults until they're 22 in their brains. They're now even saying maybe 25. So, because the brain's the one thing we really don't know about until people die. And they're trying to figure out things about it before they die. So, you don't know what's going on in that child's head, because a child's head is not developed enough to maybe even make the logic to itself. Think of it that way. And if you're under 25, think about maybe the things you've realized in the past 6 months, years, since you graduated from high school, that are different than what you thought they were. That'll show that you weren't developed yet and you were not an adult. You don't walk into someplace, go, say I'm 18, and they go, okay, you're an adult, and then they start talking to you like an adult. Most people don't talk to 18-year-olds like they're adults. So think of it that way. Think of the things you've learned since you, quote unquote, became an adult. Say 16 at the earliest, and what you've learned till today. Is it something you understand better? Is it better recognition of something around you? It's all you have to do. Just look around and see what's different to you. What seems different, what you might have forgotten that you didn't think you would forget. It'll help. Maybe it'll help you leave. Because this is not a place where your brain expands. This is a place where ignorance is considered strength, and it's not. It's a weakness. And you will get cancer from smoking. And out here we can catch cancer at early stages. But if you didn't smoke at all, you wouldn't have a very huge chance of catching lung cancer. Unless you lived in Delhi. So, vaping isn't good for you either. I know you have to vape because it's San Francisco and we don't like cigarettes here. But it also does a number on your lungs and your esophagus. So, and your voice and breathing are two of the most important things in this world when you have them. When you don't have them, you adjust. Your voice. Everybody has to breathe. Cancer is a very ugly thing. COPD is a very ugly thing. And you don't get to go fast on those either. So, look at what you're doing to your lungs and your esophagus when you're smoking. It's not good for you. And it won't help to keep you alive. Wasn't LRH relatively young for nowadays to be gone? Let me see. I gotta... God, I was so not in the mood to do this today, and I'm doing okay. Oh, you're going back to Vegas. I hate you. I just want to go see what it looks like as a sober person. Okay, let me see. Where am I going? Oh my God, you guys have been talking. Let's see. Oh my God, I'm never going to catch up. Okay, there we are. Good flutter. We deserve that. Hey. Stay ready so they don't have to get ready. Hugs, missing you, or just catching you as you're getting them. I know, I heard that was yesterday, wasn't it? Ah! I'm going to read these. Really learned a lot lately. 20s have not been historically the best. I know. Thank you. You're fed up and we're just getting started. Yeah, I know. Yes, Pup Groomer gets a lot of good stuff too, like fluffer squirrels, like watching people that I see going, ooh, they're being mentioned. Hear about it's late to start video, Marla. Yes, go to bed. I'm going to turn volume down, let it play out, and catch up. Okay, night. Have a good one, Fluff. Oh, thank you. I think, by the way, I'm heading back to Vegas. Yes, love how you use them. I used to do a lot of tutoring when I was in school. I know. I was also a trendsetter, poster maker. Yes. I thought you were going to bed. Okay, I'm almost caught up. Possible to not hear this one get my brain to shift gears, I think. I hope. I think it's going to be cool. We haven't been there years, ever since we stopped drinking. Let it. She's eating me. Okay, yeah, fluff for bed. Pup Groomer, this is probably lunch. I can't tell anymore. But like I said, I tore apart my bed. It's a pile of down everything, and I went to Target and got Diane von Furstenberg cheetah print and decided to just clean the whole bed. Ugh, I don't know what makes a person do that. You will not get pneumonia and die if you leave the org or leave Scientology. You will get sick if you were sick when you left. You will get sick if you have to sleep on the street, which you won't. You will not get pneumonia. Pneumonia is pretty difficult to get out in the real world, because if you're not covered by insurance, you can walk into an emergency room and they have to take care of you, period. So you don't have to have any credit. You don't have to have any medical insurance. You can walk into an emergency and say, I think I have pneumonia. They're not going to turn you away, because pneumonia is important, because it does mess with your lungs. So you will be cured of pneumonia if you get it if you get it in there and then come out, because that's where you'd wind up getting it. You wouldn't be getting it out here because it's not pneumonia season. And yes, we have pneumonia seasons. So, and you live in San Francisco, so there isn't a new flu to pick up on, because you've been exposed to them because you've probably been taking public transit. So weirdly enough, public transit is not the cleanest, but it really builds up your immune system, sort of like being a teacher. So you probably have a really good immune system because you're around people who probably have colds. And nowadays it's even better because people wear their masks. So that's a good thing. The one good thing that COVID taught us was to wear a mask when you're not feeling well. All of the people in the overpopulated countries in the Far East knew what they were doing. We should pay attention to them maybe sometime a little bit more. When you all have to be a past person. Not everybody is Marilyn Monroe, Jesus, which is blasphemous because you're not Christians anyway. So how would you believe in Jesus? Albert Einstein. Let's see. Martin Luther King, which I doubt you'd want to be because he was a pacifist. Even though I think Gandhi is mentioned in your things. So, and he was a pacifist. But he was a businessman first, because he was a lawyer. Let's see, who else? How about Aleister Crowley? He was a Satanist. I'm not a Satanist. I don't believe in Satan. So I can't be a Satanist. I'm not the devil. Ooh, isn't that just frightening that I am not the devil? I'm just a person on the street. Oh yeah, there's the Daily. Your cross, it's blasphemous. It's a slap in the face to Christian religions. And you say it's because of the crucifixion. Well, if you were a true crucifixion historian, you would know that the Romans crucified people on sticks up and down. So the cross itself in some areas is considered a fable, and that he was just crucified on a log that went up and down. So you took a Christian symbol and bastardized it. That's not very nice. Have you apologized to the Christian community? I mean, that's just being polite. I don't believe in religion, but I'd still say, I'm sorry I took that from you, and maybe I should change that. You should try that. And you know, while you're at that, maybe you should realize that children should not be auditing adults. Children should not be auditing anybody. Children should be playing outside with their friends or playing at their friend's house video games. Children should not be coming here and learning children's Scientology so you can put them on the cans and then have them audit people. Children are not a commodity. They are not to be used as a special Today, we have 11-year-olds auditing. It'll only be $300. No. Children should not be auditing. Nobody under the age of 18 should be auditing. Nobody under the age of 21. And you should audit within your age range only. How about that? There's nothing wrong with keeping it in your age range only, because then the children can relate to what they're auditing. Auditing adults by children is not a good idea. And it's not a good idea if teenagers even audit adults. That's slightly slimy. Because we actually treat children the best we've treated. Try to treat children the best we ever had. This was 200 years ago. Yes, a child was a commodity. That's why they had so many. But nowadays, it's not. Nowadays, it's supposed to be something that's kept close to you and that you revere, and you pass on what you've done with your own life for knowledge to your child. See, I don't have kids, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. No, but my friends have kids. I'm just bratty, sorry. Oh yeah, I had to look at your posters too, because it seems to me might be actually able to make some. Oh yeah, I know. That's my joke about. I want to go to Vegas on my birthday in February or March. Okay. Bye, Ash. Hopefully I'll see you. Right, you're in the middle of Nevada, aren't you? Oh, wow. Yes, you can use anything I say. I don't mind. I do not mind. There is nothing I wish to trademark that has to do with these freaks. So, everything to everybody, everything that I say here, just tell me that you said it, so since the brain fog is real, I won't go, that sounds really familiar. So I'll just go, yes. It was like when Ash got mentioned on Natalie's feed. I didn't get mad. I didn't get jealous. I was just like, rock on, the arm, the dip. It was like, yay, we got noticed. That's all I care about. Just to get noticed. Do you want your little brothers or sisters to be in the org? Do you want to figure out how to get them here so they can learn things, so they can spend the rest of their lives auditing and trying to climb a ladder and watching people on the outside do things with their lives that they may find more interesting? Do you really want to do that to the younger people in your family? Because unfortunately, the people in that building are trying to get you to get the younger people into the org. So is that something you really want to do to your brothers or sisters or cousins? The cousins you liked when you were younger and you're your age, or even your friends, your chosen family. You don't get to see your chosen family more because you had to get away from them, even though they said you didn't have to when it all started. They lied. Is that what you want to do? Yeah, basically, do you want to spend your whole time in this society based on a lie? Because that's what it is. When they said that you can see anybody you want or do anything you want or go anywhere, you would just spend some time focused on this alone. That was a straight up lie, wasn't it? Just process that one. That's no big deal. Which that is wrong. It is a big deal. I mean, you've got a whole being based on a lie. Or as they will say, a fabrication, because we wanted you to be going over the bridge because what we do is better. No, it isn't. If it was better, people would not be sitting here in front of this building risking cops, fire departments, because you guys love to call them on us, humiliation. I can't be humiliated. Sorry, too old. Been there, done that. Ridicule. I dare somebody come and sit here and ridicule me. I'll just ignore them, which frustrates people more. Things like that. Is that what you looked forward to in your life when you first started here? Was that everything they told you wasn't correct? It wasn't what you expected? And as you went along, you found that it was less and less than what you expected? There is something wrong with that. You need to just walk out of that door. Or you need to call 727-266-5797. Or go to the library and get on the web and go to the sptvfoundation.org or sptvfoundation.com and start the process. Since you're all Publix, they can't keep an eye on you for 24/7, even though I'm sure they would love to. So, and if you grew up here, you should know enough tech nerds to have them scan your purses to make sure there's nothing attached to it. If you have a purse that doesn't have a lining, go through it, make sure there's nothing there. Because it's not us who will chase you around with air tags and everything else. It's them. We, as the human race, don't really mind with what you do as long as it's not illegal or it'll hurt somebody. They mind when you think, because thinking hurts them. They mind when you ask a question, because then they have to adjust their knowledge to what you're supposed to be. And it must be hard to keeping those like knowledge graphs, data, like operable, because when you get higher up, people can talk to you, and if they say hello the wrong way, I'm sure somewhere in a graph it's supposed to be, they usually say hello, and not hello. And then you can blame them for their own depression. That's weird. You can try to blame people for their own emotions. Most emotions are natural. Most emotions are not thought of before they're done. They're split-second timing. So, and I know you guys don't allow anybody to be depressed. I know that's wrong. So you're supposed to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. This is not the 40s. This is the 2020s. We don't have bootstraps anymore. A lot of us wear tennis shoes. So, it's not a suck it up buttercup sort of thing. It's I need to look into what I'm doing and I need to carry on with it. That's the way you're supposed to look at things, so you can have your own self-enlightenment instead of having enlightenment shoved down your throat by people who you don't agree with. Is that what you really want? Is it wrong to ask a question about something that you may have learned in your coursework, but you don't understand it, and you don't get an answer, you just get a KR? Is that what you really want to do with your life? If it's just working in an office and being invisible, because that's pretty much what you are, even in the society, because you haven't gone up anywhere. You're probably not even cleared yet because you're working in a society org. So is that what you really want to do? And there are times where people don't even get to OT3 for 20 years. That's a very expensive place to be. And it isn't based on, everybody doesn't spend the same amount of money going to OT3. The person next to you may spend less because it's what they can afford. That's how it's done. That's how they keep going. And they're not putting that money into charity, which is what a religion does. That is what historically religions were started for. But to convince them to come to their area of worship because they helped you get on your knees. Ooh, that's bad. Helped you get on your feet. Helped women and children get on their feet. Hi, how are you? Have a good one. And they help the people in their own society. You guys don't help the people in your own society. You send them to the Blue Building in Los Angeles when they don't have any good use anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. You also send them to Austin. I saw 2 people with their gold vests doing sweeping. One was holding the pan and the other one was sweeping into it. That's not what you do with elders. You have elders teach other people. You have them pass down their knowledge so they have some use, and it makes them want to grow and expand. Treating elders like that is not right. And if you don't have any use for them, you should let them go back to their families. Weirdly enough, their families would want them. There's a guy named Bob Ferris who's at the Blue Building in LA. His daughter wants him back. His daughter's name is Liz Ferris. From what we can see now, because we've seen him, Bob Ferris is doing menial tasks because he's old now. So there are a lot of elders who are actually higher up on the ladder, probably got busted for something like a semicolon, and then sent down to the blue building with no real status. That's the only cool thing about the blue building, is that there's no real status there because they've all been knocked down because they're all elders. Do you really want to become part of that? Do you really think you're going to get anywhere higher than maybe a good little executive? Because Mr. Miscavige, who runs the society, but I take that back, he said he doesn't. His lawyer said he does not run the society. Someone named William McShane is the president of Scientology. They said he runs the day-to-day activities, or he runs Scientology. Mr. Miscavige said that he has really no knowledge of what's going on. Did you know that? Do you even know who William McShane is? A lot of people I know, a lot of people I've heard talking say they don't know who he is. Someone said that he's a good bus to, or someone to throw under the bus when he needs to, because he's very good at just saying rote what Scientology is supposed to be about. So, you're not zombies. Zombies don't have brains. More like robots, more like programmable people. Because they can get you to do what they want you to do, and do it over and over and over again. Do you ever see any real progress besides selling books? Because if you don't understand what you're reading, you have to pretend you do, don't you? That's not healthy. That's not emotionally healthy for your body either. Maybe you should think about your body for once as you become enlightened, or find out if maybe this isn't the type of enlightenment that you need, and that maybe you need a different one. San Francisco is the center of enlightenment, so if you want to try something else, you can, and we can help you get out of there. Oh, I'm running out. Hi, Carrie Ann. I know I saw you. I was getting out of the car. I got delayed by a friend of mine. She was near me, and I wanted to see her pup. So, not just the bed, but it was like I spent an extra half an hour with my friend and her new puppy. Well, not new puppy. Her foster fail, who is freaking adorable. Let me see. You wish... Okay, yes, my fire. Oh, I'm creating uploaded stickers last night. I want stickers. The SPTV stickers. I want those. Those are great. Jen, is that Pup Groomer? Who's Jen? Is Jen Pup Groomer? I want your puppy. I gotta come and see your puppy. Oh my god. They are my favorite. I just promised my dad I wouldn't get one. He helped pay for he gave me my house that I grew up in, so. But I heard there are little puppies like yours. They make minis. Never get one from a groomer, but I would keep my eye out for them at a shelter, so I can convince my dad that it's all just hype, and he'd probably like the little puppy more than I could ever, and then I'd probably lose him to my dad. And so then I could, tease him, going, that little velvet thing you're supposed to, not like. Let's go to the side and see what's going on at least once. What time is it? I'm trying to see. I don't wear my watch on the right hand either. 4:04. I've got until 4 something, because I didn't think I'd be here very long. La la la, la la la. Let's see. Have they fixed? Yeah, it's like the next time I get a cold or really depressed, I'm gonna go look up the Historical Society and just climb in there for a day, so I can maybe send them an email that says, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. Is that new or old? See that there? I wonder if that's new or old. Because if it's new, that means that the facing that's on here is coming off faster, and they need to fix that, because they're responsible for that. See that right there? They're responsible for that too, because that's rot. Hell, I can probably tell the person at the Historical Society, look on this date and I'll show you all the things that's wrong with this. Great dog. So, let's see. No, there's my normal one. Yeah, see, this is starting to, like, icky, too. They need to fix this before they can't fix it anymore. And yes, I don't have my dove on today. I mean, come on, I left without my gimbal. That's funny right there. Let's see. Is there anything? Look at him. He's so cute. Let's see. Is there anything in here? Nope. Just stuff. Things and stuff. Things and stuff. And the basement's closed. Interesting. You know, if you want to leave, you can. You will not die of pneumonia. The org will not fall apart. You can get a college education at Laney across the bay and hook yourself up to scholarships and then wind up with a master's somewhere probably around here, because we have enough colleges to throttle the country that are all very good if you believe in colleges. Unfortunately, our art institutes have gone away because art didn't last COVID very long. But if you have a moose that you miss, you know, like a teddy bear, the person who has it probably would love to hear from you. Because if you miss it, that means that you've been declared or they've been declared and you can't see them. Ah, okay. Cool. Yes, I know. I want those stickers. Oh my God. I would have so much fun with those stickers. I'd make all my friends wear them. Do you miss your friends? Do you miss your family? Do you miss your favorite regional food that maybe they don't have here because you're not from here? Do you wish that maybe you could read a book where you could maybe learn history of San Francisco? Or learn why San Francisco is the way it is? Or why I don't get in trouble for sitting here talking to the door? You can go to the library and look it up. You can even go to the library and look it up on the internet, because they have computers at the library that all you have to do when you're done is wipe the history of the web browser you're using. That way you can try to learn something outside of these triangular walls and proceed with the rest of your life, because maybe you don't like it this way. You can always call 727-266-5797 or go to the sptvfoundation.org or sptvfoundation.com. They can help you get out. Hell, you can walk out of the door and I'll help you get out. I will ask you a few questions and then you'd probably wind up having to come home with me. Or I could drop you off somewhere that you needed to be dropped off instead. Bay Area is huge. I could pretty much drive all the way up to St. Helena down to Gilroy if I needed to. So we're not here. We're not evil. I don't believe in the devil, so I can't be evil. They come hand in hand. So if I don't believe in it, it isn't going to happen. Aw, poor you. You're mad. I must have been getting through to you. Okay, no biggie. It's the vestibule. It goes through the vestibule. Let's see. I gotta try to be nice to everybody, because the white, I still haven't figured out a way to get rid of the white. So, let's see. Yay. Yeah, I know. I want to go one of these days. I think maybe that's what's bumming me out, is that everybody's getting to see everybody else. And I have Ashley, which is great, and the bodyguard. I might start bringing a friend of mine just to watch, because she's available at the moment. But Her, I wouldn't worry about being in quote-unquote harm's way. Oh, look. Let's look. Yay. But there are other friends I have that I'd be afraid of having them put in a harm's way or be exposed to stuff that can be manipulated. I am such a freaking urban hound. Look at that. See that thing with all the curved windows? I want to live there when I grow up. Back to my pyramid. It would be so neat to live across the street from my pyramid. It'd be so weird. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. It's been a long day, and I sincerely think I'm getting better with the brain fog. So lion's mane is either working for real or it's working as a placebo, and I'm making my brain work it. I don't put down either one of them. I'll use it as long as it works. So we'll see. The words are getting better. It was the one thing I missed out of the brain fog. All of the brain fog was the fact that my words were gone. So I'm teaching myself to make my words better. It's okay. Hopefully I will see the Papa Cat when I get home. Hello. How are you today? Good. Have a good night. 727-266-5797. That's the sptvfoundation.org. Had to throw at least one more in. Okay, you guys, cavort with each other for about 2 more minutes. I will take the long way back to my car. When the sun goes down later, I will probably start coming here at shift change. Because like I said, it's safer during the day. And then catch them at shift change. I don't know, make Papa Cat meet me here and go to dinner somewhere. Or get pizza. It is North Beach. And then start doing shift change. I'm just so used to talking to doors. It's been a month, so I need to learn how to talk to people again. I have talked to people for 24 years on a regular basis. So anyway, okay guys, I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Oh, wait, what did I hit? Okay. Just a tree in building. I will talk to you guys later. Ciao.